Good afternoon, everybody. How you all doing? It's Chrissy from the Craft to Be Kind show. We are pivoting a little bit because I do not live in Solihull, and obviously we're not allowed to travel. It's lockdown. We are on, is it the 4th or the 5th? I can't remember. What are we on? 5th. We're on Tuesday the 5th of January, which I'm telling myself, so when I get this into the Podbean, I'll know which one it is. Unfortunately, I can't get music on. I don't know how to work that out yet. So we're going to have a lot of talking, but perhaps we could sing. You never know. So my podcast star? What are you? My podcast guest is Lisa Williams, and she's going to tell you all about her business in a minute. So I will ask the questions I normally ask Lisa on my show. And then we usually do like an introduction and then have a tune and have your favourite music and stuff. But like I said, we will roll with that because this is better than not going on at all, I think. So introduce yourself first, Lisa. You're a mum and business leader like myself, and that's how we've met. And I've been in your group. Are you Swindon?
No, I'm from Caerphilly, so South Wales.
There's so many, isn't there? Corshall, Wales. I knew that because I couldn't say it the other day, could I?
Yeah, so I'm the new MIB leader for South Wales and Caerphilly. I've had that role now for a month, absolutely loving it. And like you said, just having this connection that we wouldn't have met had we not had those roles. So it's just amazing how it's opened up, you know, meeting so many like-minded women, and it's really lovely to be part of it.
Leona has created something amazing, hasn't she?
Yeah, it really has.
I don't know if the same for you, but when you discovered her or come across her or whatever, however you did, I connected with her because I have the same values and I want to do the same things, and it's all about empowering each other, even though mine's crafting and you can talk about yours in a minute. It's still the same core values that we're all doing. We want to help, we want to grow, we want to help each other, and it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, it really is.
So what's your background? If anyone's watching us, it is a live, but this is going to be the audio for my radio show, just so you know. So, bit of a weird way of doing it, but it's a good way. Yeah. So tell us about you then, about your family, not about your business, just introduce who you are to start with.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm Lisa, and I am in Caerphilly, South Wales. I'm a mum to a 12-year-old daughter. I'm married. I've got 2 dogs, and we've got 3 lizards.
3 what?
Lizards. Yeah. So that's kind of me, and my background is art, so the dance and art.
Oh, so you are a creative then?
Very creative. I've been running that for 15 years. Obviously, due to the situation that we're all in now, so from March 2020, unfortunately, I had to close my dance school. We did try and take a few classes on Zoom, but it can be quite difficult.
I should think that's tricky, isn't it, with a lot of physical... I know Joe Wicks did his PE thing, didn't he?
I think it really... You have to be mindful of not just the space that you have as a teacher, but the space that the children have. Not everyone has that space to dance and move around in a safe way, especially if they've got siblings or animals to trip over, you know. And so we did do it for a little while, which was lovely, but it was hard work as well. But I'm really, really missing that.
I bet you are. And that's been your job for a long time.
15 years, yeah. So in between dancing, I also run an entertainment company. So we used to go out and do children's parties and discos, and I used to dress up as princesses. I did that for 5 years.
So you're pretty full on, aren't you?
I used
to be. Full on life.
Yeah, really full on. So it's been really funny in 2020 to not be in, you know, here, there, and everywhere. And but I've really taken this time, I think, to lay the foundations for the other business and what I want to achieve. So I've really taken this as an opportunity to grow, and pivot in another way. You know, as soon as I can get back to my dance school, I'll be there, you know. But for now, while it's out of my hands, I'm going to be doing my coaching. So
that's always, I think it's control about things that you can control, isn't it? It's all about that.
Exactly.
That's so cool. That's so cool. So now would be the time where I'd probably put on a bit of a tune. I don't think we'll go is the hour, because that wouldn't be very fair to try and, you know, keep talking when there would normally be music and stuff on. But you could tell us what sort of music you like and what would be your favourite music. And if I ever managed to work out how to add it, I could.
Do you know, it's really funny actually, because I haven't really got a favourite. I mean, obviously, I love musicals, being in a theatre sort of setting. I love the musicals. So my catalogue of music's quite diverse, but I love rock music. So obviously, I love Metallica, I love Guns N' Roses, I love the 80s.
Yeah. 80
Love the
girl,
80s.
I'm an 80 chick.
Yeah, 80s were the best. So yeah, anything. I love music. I just love music. It's good for the soul.
It is. It is.
Yeah,
Absolutely is. With all the lockdown and all the things that we're going through at the moment, music is something you just turn on and it just takes you to your happy place, doesn't it?
absolutely. Yeah. Do you know what? It's actually because my story on why I'm here now in this journey of being a spiritual mindfulness life coach is in 2017, I started to suffer with anxiety attacks, panic attacks, and went into a really dark place with my depression. And my husband had, said, you really need to get help. And it was October 2017 that I went to go and see my local GP, completely broke down in tears because I just said out the words for the first time, I don't want to be here. And he offered me antidepressants. And at the time, even though I was in the darkest place ever, I just felt like it wasn't right for me. But it felt a release to open up, I guess, to a stranger and just say, this is how I'm feeling. Straight away, it was almost like a bit of a healing process to just put that out there. And as I was walking back home, I've told this story a million times, but it's my story. And as I was walking back home, it was a really overcast, cloudy day, and all of a sudden, the sort of cloud broke apart. There was this beautiful sunbeam, and it was almost like there's light, and you have a soul purpose. You have this soul purpose, and your purpose is to help others, which seemed really silly because at the time I needed help myself. But I think sometimes when we're in our darkest moments, that's when we're actually able to help others.
Totally agree.
We identify with that feeling. So I just had this fire in my belly. I'm like, right, this is my soul purpose. And if I can help one woman not feel like this again or be there for her, I'm going to do that. At the time, 2017, didn't have a clue how I was going to do that, how I was going to reach anyone. And it was the week later, we'd gone to the local museum. It was during the half term. And my daughter wanted to go and visit the museum. And do you know what children are like? They want to visit the gift shop. So we did.
Oh, Lisa, I have 5 children and 3 grandchildren. We always have to go to the gift shop, and it's like, oh, here it comes. Here it comes.
Here it comes. And my daughter wanted, I think she was about 9 at the time, and she wanted these crystals. And I remember saying, when you think, oh, they're going to buy them, and when they come home within a couple of days, you're just going to be picking them up, or they're going to be on the floor. Anyway, she did. She went with my husband to go and buy some of these crystals, and I found myself staring at these crystals like, buy one, pick one up, pick one up. And I did. I picked up a rose quartz. I've got it actually.
My favourite. I have heard your story before, and as soon as you said rose quartz, I'm like, oh, I've got loads of them. I love them.
Yeah, so I picked up this rose quartz, which
and
is my very
and you've got one round your neck, haven't you?
I have, yeah. It is my absolute favourite. I mean, I've got many crystals.
I've got that necklace similar to that.
And yeah, and I slept with this on my heart for 6 months or under my pillow. And I started to research the healing properties of crystals, and it was really just a progression of one thing leading to another with meditation, affirmations. I'm dyslexic, but journaling really helped me. So I would journal. And then it was 2018 that I decided that I want to study to be a life coach. This is what I want to do. I want to help people, because at that point, I wouldn't say I had completely healed. I think we've always got work to do.
Always a journey. Always a journey.
We're always moving forward, but I just knew it was my sole purpose. So in 2019, I qualified as a mindfulness life coach, and I've done many mental health courses, mental health certificates, mindfulness for children. I'm currently studying dance and psychotherapy as well.
Wow.
So I can the overall sort of coaching, healing, and my background of dance together.
I love that. I love that. So do you know my background? You know I was a psychiatric specialist. That's my background before I got sick and fell into my business.
Yeah.
So I'm very spiritual and very up with mental health, and my boy is exactly the same as when you were back in your bad place. That's what he's been saying for the last. He struggled with lockdown, and he's been saying a lot of that. I don't want to be here, and all this. He's been in a real difficult place. And then we got him a mentor. He's been through the services in the past. He was bullied when he was younger. Then we got him a mentor. Seen him once, and it's locked down again.
Yeah. It's just
difficult, isn't it? We got him crystals. Oh, that's just reminded me. He likes his crystals, and we had a special bracelet made when he was in primary, and a necklace and all sorts, and he loves them. They do work. They absolutely do work.
You can get as well the I can't really think what they're called now. You know, the beads,
lava beads.
Look, yes, and they're really great for
oils,
sort of affirmations or calming. You know.
Oh, I thought you meant the lava ones where you can put the oils on. You seen those?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm wearing loads of them now.
You've got some.
Yeah, so on February the 1st, on my website, I'm going to be launching my crystals, my subscription boxes. I've got my oils here. So yeah, because it helped me through, it makes sense for that to be part of the business because it.
Well, we'll talk more about that bit right at the end, shall we? Yeah. Let's bring you back to how you.
Okay.
How you discovered it? How do you know? You had how did you actually get the crystal again? It was your daughter, wasn't it?
Yeah, we'd gone to the local museum.
And then what happened? So you slept with it, it made you feel better, and then you looked into it, and then you did your courses. But actually, what made you think that actually this could be something that I can do? Or is that when lockdown happened? Or because did you say that was 2017?
2017 was when I really was suffering. I was suicidal. I didn't want to be here. And it was actually the week after I'd been to see the GP that we ended up in the museum for half term. And that's when I discovered the rose quartz crystal in that gift shop. It was really funny because we said to my daughter, where do you want to go today? You know, and she could have picked anything.
Meant to be.
Really, it's completely meant to be. And since I've kind of opened up to the healing and I studied crystals,
yeah,
it's almost like the law of attraction, where people are, they're just literally, I'm attracting all these mentors and I feel like I've manifested this.
I manifested my radio show.
Yeah,
no doubt about it. I'm really into that, the law of attraction, and what you put out is what you get back.
Absolutely,
definitely.
And again, I was saying to some of my ladies, like 2017, although all my feelings were valid and I had years of trauma that I needed to release, I was surrounded by very negative people. I was surrounded by people who were quite draining. Whereas now, I can't think of anyone who's surrounded me that is negative. I know we're in a bad situation right now, but I feel like I'm here to be the light for everybody. I really do. So,
Lisa, I'm just going to shut the door because my daughter's on her exercise bike. I think you can hear it. And seeing as we're going to use the audio from this, you can have a little buzz in the background. Oh, I love your story. It's absolutely really, really heartwarming. It's where I am. I'm very woo-woo. I am. I love it. So, you healed yourself, basically, didn't you?
Yeah.
Went to the GP.
There's still things that, like you said, we're always on a journey, and there's still things that maybe come up. You think, oh, I thought I'd healed that. I quite haven't. But now I've learned how to protect my energy. Self-care. I'm a massive advocate of self-care and making sure that, especially women and men.
I need to get better at that. I'm really bad. I don't take time off. I just don't do anything for me. Really bad.
You need to schedule it in. So like you would schedule in your Facebook posts, like you would schedule in, taking your children when we can get back into normality, taking your children to a club or anything. You need to literally schedule in, even if it is 5 or 10 minutes of having a warm cup of coffee, no social media, no distractions, or reading one chapter of a book, taking a bubble bath. Like, self-care looks different for everybody, doesn't it?
I did for the
But
first time ever between Christmas and New Year. That's the first time ever I've ever taken any time off, even when I'm on holiday or Christmas or New Year. I'm still, even though it's low level, still there. I
yeah,
never ever, I find it really difficult just to completely switch off. It's hard, isn't it? So we're having, I've got the team of Heartisan and Cuddlebed, and I've said to them, I'm having a silent Sunday, which is another one of my Heartisan teams. She's been on the show. Um, she's decided that she should have a silent Sunday, and I think that's a great idea.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think as well, when we're really passionate about what we do and we love what we do, it can be really hard to switch off and set boundaries, can't it? Because you just want to help everybody and you just want to be there for everybody. But it's like they said, you have to fill your own cup, in order
Oh,
to,
that's cool. I like that. Fill your own cup.
yeah, fill your own cup, and then you've got more to spill out into the world and help people around you.
I think for crafters it's really difficult because we have to juggle quite a lot. So we do our own accounts, we do our own social media, we have to create, we have to sell, we have to market, and all the other stuff that we do. And it's really hard to, I think, manage your time and then fit in some mindfulness or some self-care or meditate or whatever that we should do. And we all know we should be doing it. We all do know that. But
Yeah,
then it's like, well, if I do that, I'm not going to have time to finish my range that I'm launching or my projects that I've been ordered won't fulfill my orders or anything like that. That's the difficulty, I think, for us. And then you've got the family and all the other issues.
I think as well, because you're a creative like me, when you're a creative, you can't always plan your creativeness, because you might have a light bulb moment at 3 o'clock in the morning
All the
and you
time.
need to sit down. So creative beings, we can't always go by complete strategy, because it doesn't work for us. When we are creative, or you want to create, whether it's a piece of art or music or anything, those come to us at the most crazy times, don't they, of the day. You can't always
Yeah.
plan that out, but
Yeah, we
yeah,
are. We are sort of free spirits, really, aren't we, in that way? So you did all your training, you did everything there. What actually led you? Because you obviously had your business as well.
yeah,
You had quite a lot going on at the same time because your business was obviously booming back then. 17, still doing all your stuff.
yeah.
How do you manage to get?
I
Sorry.
was still showing up completely, and to the outer world, people would have seen me as happy-go-lucky. My kids call me Miss Lisa. Everyone's seen me as this positive, crazy dance teacher, and I still loved what I did. It was an outlet, but deep down, it become harder and harder to turn up to class, and it was almost faking
Yeah, yeah.
how I was feeling.
You put your
I was
mask
going
on.
home,
Put your mask on, don't you?
yeah, and there's only so much and so long we can do that for, and it started with chest pains. I had a lot of chest pains, and it was actually, I think it was one of the shows, Christmas shows, 2017. I think it was that one, or 2016, where I was backstage and I couldn't breathe. It was almost like I wanted to take all my clothes off. I felt everything was tight and I was suffocated, and I was rolling on the floor with my microphone
Oh no.
backstage saying, and now, act two. And I remember just trying to fight. Oh, magical
You've got
powers.
a pink one.
I love that.
Mine's rose gold. I want your pink one. I haven't seen that one.
Magic.
Yeah. So yeah, so you actually thought like that was a proper anxiety attack, wasn't it?
It was full on. I literally, right from the tummy, my chest, everything, I thought, my gosh, like, it's like someone's suffocating me, like I'm drowning. But at the same time, I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is what's happening next. And then I'm going like this to my kids, and I'm saying, Miss Lisa's fine, keep going. And it was just, it was
Oh,
horrific.
that's
Absolutely.
amazing that you juggled that though. There's a lot of people
Yeah,
would have just led down and gone, "I'm sorry, I'm ill," or
yeah, yeah. It's everyone. A few of the parents had come out and said we need to phone an ambulance. I was like, nope, we're doing. Yeah, we are doing Act Two.
Stronger
You
than
just
you
need to calm.
know. That's one of
Yeah,
Leona's saying, "Stronger than you know." I love that.
yeah. But it was the point where I knew I couldn't go on like that anymore. It wasn't fair on me or anyone around me. My daughter as well, to see me in that state. it was heartbreaking for her because I was constantly exhausted, putting everybody else first, having these pains, didn't want to get up out of bed, and then obviously putting on this sort of facade of the show must go on when actually I was dying inside. But speaking it now, it doesn't feel real because I'm in a much better
It
place.
is really strange when I had to give up mine, and obviously I had to grieve my nursing career, which I spent years building. It's a real weird place. When you're in it, it's awful, but when you go onto your journey and then a couple of years later and you look back, you actually feel fine. I learnt a lot from that, and I've developed from that. It's weird, isn't it?
I definitely think it was almost a blessing. It was a blessing to go through that because now I know my soul purpose and I just love helping others, and I can pick up on other people's energies really quickly, and I know even from the screen I can say, this, you need to take time out, or you're a creative, or you're not being real. I can really pick up on energies, being sort of an empath that I am as well.
And I would think in lockdown it's really needed, isn't it?
Yeah.
A continual lockdown as well.
I think 2021 and beyond, because of what everyone's been through, anyone who is in as a coach, a mentor, a light worker, we're going to be really needed. So this is the time that we need to ground our energy ready to open our arms to the people
I
who
like
need
that.
it.
That's so cool. So when was that? Was that 2018 by the time you'd done all that, or 19?
I completed many sort of courses and certificates. I qualified as a coach in 2019. February 2019,
and then and that's when you decided. So at some point you must have had sort of think, I actually want to do this as a job, because I find this is really interesting because we obviously talk about businesses and craft to be kind and all that in together in your story. At some point even when you were doing your crystal training, did you think that's what you were going to do? Did you think you was going to be you knew?
I knew from the day I left the doctors. I knew.
Oh, wow.
I just knew. I knew that I need to help people. I need to support women. Like I said,
did you know how? Did you know the how and what and why back then? But you knew that's what you wanted to do for a job, and that's before COVID even started.
Oh yeah, it was 2017. I knew that it was my soul purpose. They actually think that a lot of women, especially, went through a spiritual awakening in 2017, and I believe that was mine. And it's been a really beautiful journey. Like I said, I've met some amazing people on my healing journey. But no, I knew. And I think it's the fact that being a dance teacher as well, I've always had it in me to help others. I've always sort of coached and wanted to help others succeed. I just think it's the most beautiful thing when you've got a 4-year-old who can't do a move for a couple of weeks and then all of a sudden they crack it and it's like, yes, So I've always had that, in me to support others on their journey. So now the only difference is I'm going to be coaching adults and women rather than children. So
that's awesome.
But we're all
that's awesome. And then you launched that properly last year?
I laid the foundations last year. I opened my page. I think I opened the page the week before lockdown. And my plan was to lay the foundations in 2020. We had a big show with the dance school booked in July 2020. So I was just kind of just do it a little bit in the background, build it up, see how it goes, because the online space was a completely new thing and concept to me. I'm really rubbish at tech. I'm surprised I've even got on Skype.
I was to start with, but you learn.
Yeah, it has been. I'm getting there. I really am. So it was the plan all along to sort of do that. But the timing, I think, was right, not just for the ladies that's sort of going to come into my courses and my programs, but for me, because it's given me focus in 2020. If it would have just been my dance school, I think I would have I just would have crashed and burned. I don't know what I would have done.
Yeah, you would.
It would have been my only focus. Whereas having this focus to build another business and put my everything into it has supported me massively through this. So
yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Absolutely so cool. So you're starting to get yourself out there now, aren't you? I take it you're sharing your story and doing all that, being visible. Yeah. And where can people find you?
So I am on Facebook. My page is Lisa Williams Spiritual Mindfulness Life Coach. We've also got a Facebook group called Mindful Women Connect.
Brilliant.
And I am on Instagram as well. Oh, I do have a website.
So the one beauty of doing it this way and not being live on the radio is that you can drop all that in the comments. You could drop all your links. Of course you can.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, of course you can.
And everything.
Yeah. So I don't know if you probably wouldn't have heard this, but I did. I was quite vocal with it. We have quite a lot of presenters and lots of shows in the radio station. And one lady's called Sarah May, and she is a spiritual psychic, I think. And she's amazing. And we have a WhatsApp chat. And she's like, right, I've got Robin, somebody, can't remember his name, but Robin, and he's going to do some palm readings. I've got one slot left. Who wants it? And I'm like, yeah. And they did an amazing reading, and they come out with loads of stuff. Do you get that sort of spiritual thing, or is that completely different?
Yeah, I'm really connected to like the archangels. I get a lot of messages from the angels, especially since I studied Reiki. But I wouldn't class myself as a medium. I've got millions of...
She's the spiritual one, so not the actual medium itself, but she's all into spirituality, and she's going to come and talk to us, and you can just feel it. I can feel it with her. I suppose that's the empath, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the empath part of it, or love.
I can read people's energy, so I could definitely like read people's energy, whether it be, even if someone was in the other room, I would know that there's someone really great out there, or positive, or there's someone I really don't want to be around. So I can totally feel energy. I've had that since I was a child. I've really had that.
Was she? Sort of skill. I haven't met her, and obviously because of all the lockdown, we're both new presenters, and we want to. And we was messaging, and I left some feedback because what this man said about me was absolutely spot on. And we had a little chat, and she could read me like that. I'm like, wow, that's pretty amazing. So it's the same connection type of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's coming in more and more as I'm open to it as well. You know, so the guidance sort of is coming in. They class it as your higher self, if you like. So it's like guidance from your higher self. But yeah, I've always been... I would describe myself as an introverted, extroverted empath.
I get it. Yeah, I get it.
My alone time. I absolutely love being alone and being with myself.
And me.
So lockdown for me, even though obviously I've had my husband home off and on, and my daughter's been home, I love quiet time. So I embrace it.
I don't actually get enough of it, but I do. Having the amount of children I've got, and on my own, I'm single. It's like...
Yeah. Totally embraced it, but then there's that other side of me being in the sort of showbiz world, that I just love being on the stage, and I love the loud music. So it's funny, isn't it? So that's why I would class myself as a introvert.
When I was a nurse, I had no sort of self-confidence. You know, when we did the ward rounds and the doctors would come in, I just like get really hot and bothered, don't want to talk, didn't meet my friends anywhere that was public, really, really shy person. And now look at it. Weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very strange. A radio presenter now.
I love that.
Yeah, I couldn't say boo to anybody. I'm really, really shy. But it's I think your journey, I think that's part of my journey though, that is. I need to be sharing my story. You can't do that without doing this, can you?
No, exactly. Meant to be.
How did you hear about MIB? Tell us about your MIB journey.
Do you know, I think I came across MIB and Leona. I think it could have actually been I don't know if it was 2020 or if it was 2019, but I kept seeing Leona pop up. Again, I just think it's divine timing.
Was you in a group already?
No.
Yeah, I was. I've been doing it for 6 months, and so I'm fairly new. And I'd been in her group for a long, long time when it was the two of them, and then they parted and they set up their own businesses. And I had nothing. You know, like when I belong to many, many groups, you only see the ones that you're talking to or communicating with. And so there was nothing. I had nothing there at all. And then one day there was a video from Leona telling me about what happened, and I'm like, she's amazing. And then it does come to you. It does. You're right. It does come to you when you're ready. And I had bought a camper van. We had some government money, and the camper van is used as my business van as well. So when I go and pick up all the beans from my bean bags, so we went down to somewhere, and it just came up. I was on holiday in this van, and the kids were playing. It was all chilled, and I was doing my social media. And then a post from Heather came up about we have all these positions, and I just messaged her, and I had my interview on holiday.
Love that.
It was amazing.
Divine timing. For me, I followed Leona. I think I did a course with Heather and Leona. Was it the Facebook, the 5 fundamentals?
I hadn't even done any of that. Look.
Oh, I loved it. It was brilliant.
They are. No, when I come to be a meet leader, I hadn't done any before, but I have now. They're amazing.
They're brilliant. And then I joined the Caerphilly area one. And
okay.
Oh no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I seen that there was all these different positions, but Caerphilly wasn't there. But I messaged Heather to say, "Is there one in Caerphilly?"
Because you just fancied it.
Yes. And she said, "Yes, there's already someone there. I'm sorry, there's not a role available." And I was like, "That's fine." And that must have been October 2020. Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, I'm gutted. I would have loved that." Well, it was literally by chance that I'd gone into the Caerphilly group because she said there was one. That the lady of Caerphilly group was doing a live to say that she was standing down from the role.
No, and I was like, you manifested that. You manifested that.
The role, and like I said, even this wouldn't be happening today. I just think it's just unbelievable how it's all sort of panning out, and your vibe attracts your tribe. And
I'm doing the merch. I don't know if I said that. I'm doing the merch for Leona, and that's one of the ones as well. She's got 5 sayings, and I've ordered myself one at the same time because I'm doing it myself, and I'm having that one. Your vibe attracts your vibe. They'll be out soon.
Amazing.
Oh, that's so cool. And then so anyone can join your group as well. So I should have done a show on Mums in Business. I've had Edwina and Heather on, but for our listeners that will listen to this, just the audio, Mums in Business is a networking group for empowering women. You don't have to be mums. This is any women. And you can find Leona on her own page and also Mums in Business page, and on there's a link to the group, so you can join that. So I'd highly recommend it, and I'm sure you would too, wouldn't you, Lisa?
It's really opened up so much, and like I said, I've only been in it since it was the 30th of November 2020, and I'm loving it already.
Do you know what happened to me, Lisa? I joined it in the August. I think I probably launched my group in the September maybe. And then I did the 10 days to get seen with Holly Matthews. Did you see that one?
I haven't done it, but I have seen it.
They're going to bring it back out again. It's amazing. So through that, I met another presenter called Ali Swift, and actually she does a lot with anxiety, and she has a wellness toolbox, and she has a show around that. And she wanted me on. I was going to go on her show, and I said I've talked about being a radio presenter a few times before. Went on her radio, went and spoke to her, and we went straight down to, sorry, you have to bear with me because of my meds. I said I can't get my words out properly. So I spoke to her for 5 minutes. The next thing I was doing was talking to man who runs it, and then I was a radio presenter.
Wow, love that.
And that's only through MIB. That's through MIB. Yeah. Amazing.
I believe it's going to bring so many opportunities and bring the right people into my life while I'm ready for it. That's the thing. I suppose I've never been ready, but now I'm like, I'm ready.
Well, it comes when you are ready, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, dropping my water now. I'm just going to check because someone's actually, I think, put a comment on, but I can't see it on my. Hold on. Or I won't put it on. I can't see you. I can see what you're saying, but I can't see what it is. You bring what you attract. Who is it? Is it you, Amy? Because Amy's usually my little cheerleader, and she's probably Amy. But tell me who you are. Bit weird when it be on audio, but we have some people talking to us. So I'm going to ask you. I'm trying to think in the back of my brain what I can do that would. It is Amy. I knew it was you, Amy. How you doing? You've only watched. I think I've been live 5 times. This is my 5th. She's been watching every one of them. Um, what I was going to say is, so we've had your music. What about books? Do you read any books? Do you get
Oh my
any
goodness, yeah.
time to
I
read? What's your favourite book and what helps you?
mean,
Or is that
I'm dyslexic, so it took me a while to get into reading. But wow, I've got so many books surrounding me. I love Gabby Bernstein.
oh yeah, definitely.
I've got Super Attractor, which I absolutely love. The Power of Now is another amazing book.
Yeah.
That book, my drama teacher, I'm going to shout out Julie Barclay, gave me that book. It must have been over a decade ago.
Really?
And at the time, yeah, and I didn't read. I was reading it, it didn't make sense to me at the time. It's funny how years later I brought it back out and I'm like, wow, she gave it to me before I needed it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it was
Um,
preparing you, wasn't it, when it was there?
so that's a beautiful book as well.
Any wonders what I'm doing? I'm just putting my charger in.
That was me yesterday, moving around trying to find my charger.
It's because my daughter's in the front room on the bike. That's what it
She's
is.
still going.
She's still
Is she
going.
still?
She's only
Wow.
20. She's only 20. She's got all the energy. So, what's in your future? Now, the reason why I was thinking about books is that something on your radar?
Do you know, that's been something on my radar forever and a day. Being dyslexic has or is holding me back slightly, but I've realized that, I could record my story audio and then get someone to help me that way. So I think that yeah, that's definitely in my future.
My son's
I'm
dyslexic, and I'm pretty sure, Amy, are you? And Amy's just bringing out her own book, and she started with an ebook. So it
yeah,
can be done. I'm pretty sure Amy is like, if it's not you, it's Dawn. But let me know, Amy. It can be done.
yeah, I would absolutely love to. There's quite a few stories that I need to share first, but I'm not willing to at the minute. If I had a meeting with someone or a phone call with a friend who said that when you are ready to open up to your complete life story, that's when the magic is going to happen. But
That
there's
happened to
reasons
me, yeah.
that I'm
That happened to me
holding off.
last year. Yeah, it was when you're
Yeah,
ready. It's definitely when you're ready. That happened to me last year. Amy said, do it. She's she's dyslexic, and she's done it. Yeah, I thought you were, honey. But yeah, it is when you're ready, definitely. And with my storytelling, it was little bits, and there's still something that I probably never ever share. And you don't
yeah,
have to share everything. But I had couple of diagnoses last year in my spine and in my lower back, top and bottom, and I wasn't very mobile. So that's when I wrote my book. It just felt ready, and it was so cathartic to get it out there. And we had lots of crafters' stories in it, as well as mine as well. It's really cool. Amy's in it. Oh, here you go. She's going to tell you what she did. I recorded on a voice recorder, and then her husband helped with the transcript.
wow,
So it can be done.
it can.
Can be done. So, apart from maybe getting a book out,
Yeah.
what's your future plans for your business?
For this year, I've already launched my 21-day magical manifesting meditation challenge. So that sort of kicked off on the 1st of January. The doors are still open
I
if
was just
anyone
going to
wants
say that. You can put that
to
link into?
sign up. I was going to close it within the first 3 days, but I think because of what's happening right now in the world, I want to keep it open for anyone who might need that little bit of guidance. So that, and then I'm going to launch my membership in
Oh, you've got a
February.
membership coming too.
Yeah, this is going to be called the Moon Tribe Academy.
That's
Uh,
cool.
So we are going to be focusing on healing, sound baths, crystals, Reiki, oracle card readings, and then
What was the
each month
second one? Sound.
sound healing.
You tell me about that in a minute. Go on, carry on.
Yeah, so it'll be like sound healing. We're going to have guest speakers coming in as well from all sort of backgrounds of healing and light workers. But the main focus of the membership is going to be the moon circle that we come together every month. The ladies in the membership, we're going to come together and we're going to share what's on our heart, and we're going to journal it out, meditate it out. And so that's going to be a lovely thing that's going to happen every month during the membership.
Oh, wow, that's so cool. Amy says she's interested. Amy is pagan, so she's into a lot of the. I don't exactly know all of it, but I know she talks about the paganism and the moon and all that. She also makes dream catchers, which are soaked in moonlight. That's
Yeah,
pretty
love
cool. You need sound healing, Chrissy. I don't know what it is. I'm going to ask her what it is in a minute. It's amazing. I do moon circles my end.
Oh,
She'll put all the links in. She will put all the links in, Amy. Don't worry.
yeah.
So what is the sound healing?
I've got a lady coming in to do sound healing. I've also got I don't know if you can. Am I still on camera?
Yeah, I can see that. For the listeners, when it's a pod bean, it's a little bowl, and do you make a
Like
sound for it? Do you?
a singing bowl that you can kind of make different
Oh,
sounds. I've got my crystals in there.
and that's to heal people.
You can chant, so you might hear people sort of chanting mantras as well while they're doing it. There's actually a lady from America that's going to come in who she chants with the wolves. It's amazing. Like really, there are wolves. Like she's not right next. They're in like she's in
With
like
her. With her. Let me just get this right in my head because my head's a bit woo-woo. She is got wolves with her in her room or whatever.
she's out in nature, so they're free wolves. But
Oh
when she
right.
comes together, she's got this like fire pit, and she does this sound healing, and all the wolves are there howling. It's really magical.
Oh, that's made me go goosebumpy. Honestly.
Oh,
I'm a bit, like I
so
said, I'm a bit spiritual myself, a little bit like that, and that's just, ooh. And
she's
she's
going to
coming into your group.
into a sort of a masterclass from her end in America. But when she showed me the videos, I just couldn't believe it. I literally couldn't believe it. It's beautiful. It really is.
Oh wow!
Amazing.
I want to see it. You have to take some photos. Thing is with me, because you'll be the same. You're busy doing all your creating, your whatever you're doing, and your courses and whatever. You never got any time to go and see anyone else's, have you?
Yeah,
That's the
I get that thing. I think I need to schedule in because there's so many amazing events and things that I want to be
yeah.
part of. Yeah,
But the last 3 months of the year for crafters are really busy, and there's all these things popping up. There's just not a chance. There's not a chance. But January's a good time. January and February's a good time. So most people are ready and open to it. That's amazing.
yeah. So I'm super excited, and I'm just gonna put it out there. And at the moment, my following is quite small, but like I said, I just believe that the right people will be ready for my membership and my work.
Strangely enough, we was just saying about numbers, though, didn't we?
Yeah,
Doesn't matter
yeah,
if you have 1 million, you may not be attracting the people that you need to. So it doesn't matter how many. If you've got 20, 30, or 1 million, does it? Doesn't matter. Makes no difference.
yeah. No, I'm really excited for it, and just to see where it leads. And
Or we'll have to have you back on to see how it all happened, how it all turns out.
I'd love to,
That'd be really cool.
definitely. Maybe we
So,
could do a moon circle via the radio. We
oh,
could do a moon circle. Why not? We could
will you
release
remind me
the
about
video.
that? Will you remind me of that? Another thing with my illness is I've got like a memory thing going on, and all my artisan team will remind me everything. That would be really cool if you give us a shout with that. That would be
Yeah,
so
definitely.
cool. Let me just see what Amy says. For the audio again, I'm just checking some comments. She's definitely in. She loves the singing bowls and she meditates with them. Quality over quantity. Absolutely right. Awesome. So thanks ever so much for being. I wrote it down for me. Thank you, Amy. I thank you ever so much for coming. We've done 45 minutes without the music, so that's pretty cool.
Amazing.
I will get this into a Podbean by the weekend, and then you can share it.
I loved
And
it. Thank
yeah,
you for having me.
thank you for coming. And if for everyone in my group, there will be the links in there. I don't know how it will work on a podcast, but I will probably put a picture of you and put your name and links, and well, it won't be links because there's a podcast in it because you hear it. No, I can't do any of that. I'll have to speak it, won't I? I'll come up with an
Yeah.
introduction, Lisa. That's what I'll do. Have a great rest of your day, and I need to make this into kind of podcast. It is a bit of a guinea pig thing, but you've been listening to Chrissy Lowry on the Craft to Be Kind podcast, the first ever one. Tune in
Love
next
that.
week. Yeah, tune in next week. We have our very first man, Stephen. His name is, which is going to be amazing, and he's going to talk to us about storytelling. So tune in soon. Bye.
Take care.